Commercial real estate attorney and a commercial real estate broker, and several years ago started helping building owners with green financing and upgrading and improving their properties for additional income and value. I'm with a company called Hannon Armstrong. They're a public REIT out of New York, and they are one of the largest public financing companies for very large energy and solar projects. They spun off a company called Counterpoint, which is specifically doing PACE projects across the country, including here in Michigan. This is going to be an abbreviated presentation for only a few minutes, but I really want to talk to the developers, those hotel owners, construction people, and others in the professions that are trying to help their clients, the property owners and real estate owners, save money and have a great green story to tell. And by the way, making their properties more competitive than their neighbors down the street. So let's get at it. Again, Hannon Armstrong is a public REIT, and Counterpoint is the spin-off company I'm working for, where we are financing PACE projects here in Michigan, Illinois, and across the country. PACE stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy, and Property Assessed Clean Energy is no different than a sidewalk assessment or a sewer assessment. But instead of it being imposed upon the building owner voluntarily takes this property tax assessment to pay back the loan for building improvements, or, as you'll find out, part of the capital stack. Now, PACE is great because it can cover 100% of both the soft and hard costs of that improvement or that piece of the capital stack. And one other thing that's great about PACE is it's completely non-recourse. There's no guarantees required because, again, this is a property tax assessment, not a loan, so there's no bank oversight with this type of loan whatsoever. This is just basically another tax on the property that you'll be paying twice a year or paying directly to the finance company. Now I'm going to scroll through the presentation. It's many slides, but I just want to hit the highlights. You can use 20 to 30% of the building's after repaired stabilized value for the PACE project. So if your building's worth if your building's worth $5 million, $1 million can be used for improving the roof, windows, LED lighting, HVAC, low flow toilets, anything saving $1 of energy or $1 of water is a possible PACE project. Another thing great about the PACE finance law is it's completely transferable. Much like a sidewalk assessment, you can sell this property to a new owner who will just pick up that year's property tax and pay it forward until they're all done paying off the PACE finance. And what's also important is you can refinance with PACE too. Now, we do need lender consent, but more and more banks are getting involved in PACE financing. Again, this is a very low for stabilized property upgrades, low-cost financing. This just absolutely blows mezzanine debt and mezzanine financing out of the water, saving as much as 10 points. That's right, 10% on your interest rate, because PACE right now is 6.2%, not that much higher than your original mortgage. So it's a great opportunity for replacing mezz financing or replacing that partner that you don't need anymore, because you can get up to 20% of PACE in your capital stack. There's no longer any need for CapEx because, again, if you can pay 100% of your energy efficiency and water efficiency upgrade through use of this new PACE finance law tool, you don't need to have cap reserves or CapEx anymore. You can put in that project today, net positive cash flow today, and pay it off over the next 20, 25 years. And by the way, the term is based upon the length of the average lifespan of that piece of equipment you're replacing. So if you have HVAC you're replacing and it's 20-year energy life, that's 20-year term. Same thing with LED lights, roof, and we basically get to a blended a blended time period of when you pay back the loan if it's a multimodal project. PACE allows you to increase your market share, increase your value of your building by increasing your NOI today as soon as the project starts. And because it's a property tax, there might be a lag in up to 12 to 18 months before you even make your first payment. So imagine you put in a PACE project where you have LED lights, solar PV, a new roof, better windows and doors, so you're saving energy and water immediately, but not paying on that first PACE bill until a year to a year and a half out, long after the property's been stabilized. So again, some of the eligible projects that we can use for PACE are as simple as doors and windows, roof, HVAC, LED lighting, both inside the entire building and outside on that parking lot, which gets very expensive to light at night. It also can be just building insulation, radiant barriers, air sealing and cooling, a number of projects. You've heard about green roofs before. Green roofs are great because you can avoid a stormwater charge from your roof in Detroit, and stormwater is getting more and more expensive, that stormwater bill. But more importantly, it cools your building more during the summer and insulates it from the cold weather in the winter by having a green roof. I'm really an advocate of PV solar right now because you can do a PV solar project, get that property 20–50% off the grid, and produce your own energy, which will save your bill from here into eternity, basically. PACE can also be used for seismic construction in California, where the buildings are becoming more proof from seismic and earthquakes, and also for hurricanes and other inclement weather, which is certainly a cause of climate change. Bottom line is, whether you have a hotel, whether you're building a hotel, whether you have an office building where the tenants need comfort and the tenants need security, and the building owner wants lower value property expense bills through the less energy and water bills, those are all possibilities. In addition, I already mentioned, but I want to mention again, this is being used mostly by hotel owners and apartment owners for one good reason. On many occasions, the property owners or the invitees are now able to pay for that PACE project, lowering your cost of capital for the project improvement and further providing lower costs for energy and water today and tomorrow as long as you own the building. PACE is great for multi-tenant properties as well as single-tenant properties. And again, PACE is really helpful for industrial buildings too, because many of the equipment in that industrial building can also be bolted to the floor or bolted to the wall, making it a real estate fixture and available for a PACE loan. Again, PACE is great for financing new construction and gut rehabs, because pretty much all of the building infrastructure in that building that's going to be replaced is a possible PACE project, lowering again your cost of the capital that is being provided for value engineering or that PV solar that you can now do. So without further ado, I want to allow you the opportunity to call me if you have any questions. My name is Bob Matler. I can be reached at 248-762-4370. And also my email is greenps14@gmail.com. Again, I appreciate your opportunity to figure out how the power of PACE can help you, one, become more environmentally sensitive, but more importantly, put green in your pocket by lower energy and water bills today. Thank you so much.